Every time I meet with this particular guest, I feel like I'm going back to the beginning because, in a lot of ways, this individual, this brother, I feel like he kind of set the whole thing in motion with the way that things turned out earlier this year. What's up, my brother? Earlier this year, we took a flight, me and my training partner, we went over to Canada to meet with the Greg Doucette, and I had already been familiarizing myself with the world of natural bodybuilding and really getting acquainted with the movers and shakers of that world. What is up? And this gentleman, I think he's one of the best, personally. I think he's one of the best. So, how's it going, brother?
It's going well. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, man.
Nice.
Thank you for taking the time to meet with me. How's any exciting things going on for the weekend?
No. Well, I have a wedding. I have to go to a wedding tomorrow. But aside from that, nothing crazy.
That's fair. That's fair. Before we get into it, I had a couple of questions. Are you doing Worlds this year,
No.
or is it next year, or like what's the?
Next year, yeah.
Do you usually do it like every other year or something like that?
No, I've actually competed for the past 4 years straight, but I did Worlds for the first time last year.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All
So I
right.
couldn't do it again this year.
Cool. I love it. I love it. All right. So the topic of today's discussion, and I feel like you're a perfect person to dive into it with, is drug testing protocols. As you know, that we are working on this project to make natural bodybuilding more relevant within the fitness industry.
Yeah.
And in order to properly crown the sports icon that we want to come out of natural bodybuilding, we need to legitimize that athlete
Yeah.
and ensure to the public that this person is natural. So I would love to just hear a little bit about your experience within your own career as to how drug testing has been done
Yeah.
and what is lacking, if you have any insight on that.
Um, what I thought was lacking was the blood testing, and that was actually implemented for the past 2 years with the WMBF. So they do the urine analysis, they do the polygraph, they do random drug tests throughout the year. So it's, you know, unannounced and you just get tested. And I think that's fair. It's just, you know, you kind of go through the motions, you sign up for your show, you do the urine analysis, your polygraph. Right off stage, like as soon as they give you the trophies or the awards, they literally just drag you to the room and someone watches you pee in a cup. So all these weird theories that people have, like, oh, it's someone else's pee and all that, that's bullshit. It's literally, they watch you pee, you can't interact with anybody. It's right off the stage. Someone walks you to a room, you pee in a cup, and off you go. You get your tests, I think it's about a week or two after. So, I mean, I think that's pretty solid. What they're doing now is they'll do the blood testing like right on stage. So, like, they'll just prick your blood and get it examined, and then results come in, and everyone's good to go.
And the blood testing is happening in WMBF currently?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. I didn't know that.
yeah.
Do the athletes, are they required to pay for it?
That I'm not sure of. I don't think so. I think it's provided, and I've only seen it in the World Championships. To be fair,
So that's what happened last year when you competed.
correct.
Okay. Something that you had said, I think, earlier today or yesterday about like it's really the spectators issue so far as because it's
Yes.
like let's say you got 15 high level elite natural bodybuilders competing on stage.
Yeah.
We're looking at each other. I'm saying we. You guys are looking at each.
I put you up there.
I'll take it. I'll take it. That's an honor. But we're looking at each other and we're seeing each other as natural athletes and we're all equal. And
Yeah.
to the spectators, they're the ones who are whispering behind the scenes saying, "Oh well, this guy hopped off 2 months ago."
Yeah. Spectators. And competitors have. I mean, I've had competitors say that to me, call me a fake natty, like backstage. I literally had a guy grill me for like 30 minutes saying, "Hey, the judges are really going to look at you because I don't think you're natural, so I know they don't think you're natural." And to be fair, he was right. A judge actually backstage pulled me aside and said, "I thought you were enhanced." And I'm, well, we're about to find out, aren't we? This was as I was peeing. But whatever. Point being, it's the testing's great. And I think it's phenomenal that, we want to do that. I think the difference between enhanced and naturals is that the enhanced side got rid of the opinions. Everyone knows they're on steroids. And if you're not on steroids, nobody cares. So it's all about the physiques. The battle we have, everybody looks at the physiques, they're great, but there's always the doubt. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter how many tests or whatever you do. You could literally have someone drug tested every day of the year. Nope, they found a way to fake it. Oh no, or they took horse urine before, like the most ridiculous shit that you can think of. They're always going to find a way. And those are the people that are on the fringe that we don't really care about. But again, how do you convince a high level competitor that the guy next to him is a lifetime natural? Do you know what I mean? Like it's a slippery slope, and I agree with you in the sense like when you have 30 high level athletes, all pretty much, I mean, we don't all look the same, but we've achieved a certain level of physiques that most people would be like, wow, that's insane. I don't think that the people that I competed against cheated. I don't think anyone that I've ever competed against cheated because to me it's possible. Do you know what I mean? And that's partly because genetically I was blessed, but at the same time, like I know how hard these guys work. And who am I to take that away from them? Or to doubt that, you know what I mean? Like it's a weird space, man. And that's why I personally don't use the natty label or none of that. Because I think people just come in with their assumptions already.
Yeah,
Shaun Fury thinks I'm natural, Greg Doucette doesn't. Like you know what I mean? It is what it is. At the end of the day, it's opinions.
and I think it just gets a little, it's incredibly gray because there's no real way of, for one, it's impossible to prove whether a person is a lifetime natural. That's
Correct.
like, we don't even have that ability.
Yep.
The closest thing that we could get to is a polygraph, and then a spectator will say, well, they lied on the polygraph and they were able to
It's not
pass.
admissible in court, so blah 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 blah.
Exactly,
You know.
exactly. So my proposal so far is this promotion, because we already know whoever ends up winning this crown and the title of the Natty King, that person is going to have a great physique.
Yes.
And the only solution that I can come up with, because like I've only been in the sport for a couple years, and I've seen the great natural physiques out there, and to the untrained eye, like if I was, I don't know, if this was 5 years ago and I saw your physique, I would like, my mind would not be able to comprehend that you were a
Right.
natural athlete because I
Yes.
just haven't been introduced to the sport. So there's going to be a lot of work involved to actually cement in the minds that there are levels to natural bodybuilding.
Correct.
And right now, to like an uninitiated person, their their standard of elite level natural bodybuilding, there is
Yes.
no standard. There is no standard for an elite natural athlete. There's just a person who like lifts at the gym, and then there's everyone else who takes steroids. So that in and of itself is going to be a lot of work. And then, so far as like the athletes who are competing for this particular opportunity, I have to think that if we can legitimize their character, that might help in backing off some of the doubters to an extent. And I don't know, it's like I think of like a Captain America type individual who's got high levels of integrity, very honest, very noble, very selfless, and
Yes.
start portraying the athletes who are attached to this project as that, like focused on doing good. They're not in
Yes.
it for the cash prize that doesn't even exist yet. There is no
Yes.
$1 million yet. Like I don't have a check for $1 million at this current point in time. So the
Yes.
athletes who are participating in this project, they're doing it for the purpose of properly promoting natural human potential. And if we can start directing the narrative to that, I would like to think that the question as to whether or not these athletes are natural or not might be able to be diminished. And that's just me being optimistic.
I could see that. My only concern is that inherently people are suspicious. Nobody wants to be lied to or feel like they're being lied to. And I'm sure you've heard the adage, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck, right? Guy has massive shoulders, massive chest, big legs. I'm a lifetime natural. How many times have we heard that and then years later you find out that the person was actually doing stuff? That muddies the waters. There is incentive, whether there's cash incentive or popularity incentive or whatever incentive, there is an incentive for someone to claim they achieved a certain physique without help. That's a natural thing. People do that. I just think that the conversation itself, it's it's kind of a moot point for me personally. Like I don't care if you're enhanced, I don't care if you're natural, I don't care. I'll compete against you. Cool. Great. If you beat me, awesome. I don't care because my competition is not that guy. It's me from last year. But some people don't see it that way. So how do we drive that home that everyone in this is honest? Everyone in this is only doing it for the love of the sport. Like it's tough, man. It's
As
tough.
you're saying it though, that's that's the direction that it's got to go. That's precisely the direction because there is no proving it. Like
Yeah,
there's no proving it. Granted, we can absolutely get on the same page that this should have the most strict drug testing protocols in place, and we
yes,
should place an emphasis on this promotion, this tournament is drug tested. So there is not a
yes.
single athlete who is competing for this title that is not adhering to the drug testing protocols that we have set in place.
Agreed.
Um, just to go off of that, what we have in mind, with the proper funding, we would be doing a quarterly blood testing where throughout, like, let's say it's the season 2028 going into 2029, each athlete would get tested twice or 4 times throughout that testing or throughout that season to make sure that they are,
Correct.
natural, right?
Randomized.
Yeah, randomized drug testing, very
Perfect.
similar to how the UFC does it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know how
but
cool this would be if we had like a compound that we all just went and spent X amount of time there and cameras would be there and followed you and transparency. Like, I don't know, if you're still making gains and under that environment, kind of hard to say, oh, so the camera's not that. I mean, the camera's showing the guy sleeping, taking a shit or whatever it is. Like, you know what
I
I mean?
would,
It's
yeah,
just,
I would love to do a compound, and I know that the money's going to come from somewhere, just because that's how money works, and that's how this is. To me, this is a Hollywood production.
yeah,
So if we're looking to scale this up to any other kind of television or blockbuster film, it's going to require millions of dollars. So let's say we did get funding and we were able to raise, I don't know, arbitrary number, $10 million, and we were able to finalize a deal on a compound. Of the 30 natural bodybuilders, I'm sure that not all of them would want to leave their families and their homes and for this project. So we would be
shit,
able
that
to,
might be me. Who knows?
exactly. And I would completely respect that. But I know
Yeah,
that we'd be able to, like, there would be some guys who are like, yeah, let's do this. Like, I'm ready to go to the compound. And that would just be
yeah,
like one hub for, I don't know, 5, 10 athletes out of the 30 who are just hanging
yeah,
out at that specific compound. And that would just be a really great opportunity to show that specific lifestyle, that specific
yeah,
area, while we're also highlighting the other athletes in the various parts of the league.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I can definitely see that materializing. And again, to your point, for me, it's less about passing the drug test, but more so legitimizing the athletes who are participating in the promotion.
correct.
If we can get the audience to trust their character, I
Yep,
feel like that will get us closer to legitimizing the crown itself.
correct.
Yeah.
Another huge thing, which I think all the natural federations do well, is that the athletes believe in the system. You know what I mean? Like, we are all here. We have all been tested. We all went through the same process. That solidifies the network, if you get what I'm saying. Once one person is salty or gets upset because they didn't place the right way, and I'm only speaking from experience, it really does muddy the waters, because that one person starts talking to other people and spreading a bad seed. So adherence to the program. We all agree, we all want to get tested, we all want to do a polygraph, we all want to get the blood work done. Great. Once that's out of the way, if you are an athlete who participated or currently participates in any natural bodybuilding federation, then you speak out and say X, Y, and Z. I don't want to say there should be a punishment for it. I think your pro card or whatever should be revoked, and you should not be allowed to compete again. It's ridiculous. It's like, I don't know, man. Again, this is a whole other side of the thing, but I can see it happening because humans are humans, and
Yeah,
people.
no, you're 100% right, and it's some conversations like these are very beneficial for me because I don't I don't know, I think I'm like missing something in my brain or something, but I just don't have this like mistrusting gene. I don't have this like this deceptive
Oh, brother,
manipulate. Yeah,
wait till you get to my age. You see it. You see it all. It's crazy, man. It's great. People will say stuff about you, and as soon as they see a dollar sign attached to what you can get them, they flip the script. They're your best friend. They're your biggest supporters. And I'm only telling you this because I've interacted with people. I currently interact with people who are like this. And I know they're like this. I don't, I don't stop interacting with them. I just keep that in the back of my head. They're looking at a dollar sign when they talk to you.
that's one of my
But
biggest.
it wasn't that way when I was competing with their athletes and demolishing them. But it is that way now that have changed. And I
Yeah,
know that. So you
yeah.
gotta, I don't know. It's
No, I get it, man. I think about that all the time. I mean, this is slated to be, and I have every intention of accomplishing this. This is intended to be the biggest story coming out of the fitness industry and likely Hollywood within the next couple of years. And I
yeah,
understand that should we pull this off in the way that I know that we can, everyone who's like not currently supporting or engaging or saying, hey man, I knew that you were going to make it all along. I know how things change. Like I've watched dozens
yeah,
if not hundreds of movies and television shows. I know how that kind of stuff works, and I'm already mentally preparing myself to put myself in the perspective of it doesn't matter, it's just human nature. This is just human nature.
exactly.
All of this is just human nature. A person
Yep,
who is looking to be an innovator and change something, and the fact that like there's not a lot of people who are supporting at the very beginning, that's also part of human nature. We have seen this displayed in nonfiction and fiction stories alike for centuries.
right.
So yeah, and I guess like from my perspective, it's the reason that this is so important to me is because at this current point in our civilization in 2025, we don't have a clear indicator of an honest and true hero, an honest and true leader that we can
Yeah,
point to as like a paragon, a person that we can actually look up to and trust. There is no
yeah.
trust within our leaders, and this project is intended to fix that. And we can't do it if everyone's walking around thinking like, oh well, the person who won, that guy, he hopped off. He hopped off 2 months
Yeah.
ago. Yeah, it's just not going to
Two
work.
months before the show, he's on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, I mean, so far the people that are on and working toward making your dream come to reality, I think each one of those guys has shown not only that their integrity is exactly where it should be, but their work ethic is fantastic. And I think everybody can relate to someone. To me, at least, when you described the division, it wasn't about who has the best physique, who's the biggest, who's the strongest, who's whatever. It's who encompasses all of that. Like, who can embody the sport in a way that other people can say, I may not ever get to look like that guy, but I can appreciate his hard work. Maybe I can work as hard as him, or I can inspire other people in different ways. I'm glad I'm not in charge of this. I'm glad it's you, and I'm glad you're the guy running everything. Your optimism, your energy, it's a whole different ballgame because I don't have that. And I can honestly say that I don't have that. Dude, I just like to lift weights. Like, and I come home and I spend time with my kids and play Batman. Like, that's what I do. Like,
When you
video
say you
games.
play, when you say you play Batman, are you saying video games?
Yeah, Arkham Asylum. I just beat the shit out of that.
I'm playing Spider-Man to like that's my form of decompressing.
See, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, we're just regular people, and it's I don't know. It's so odd, like when people take attacks and like online and just, oh, you're fake Natty and you're this, and they take it so personally. And I'm just like, I can never put myself in a situation where I pick up my phone and type out these angry words at someone I've never met and hit send and feel proud of myself. Like, my God, I got a mortgage to pay. Like, I could care less what any other human being's doing aside from my family. I just don't care. It doesn't help me anyway.
But you know the thing is that I think that's just kind of the nature of sports. Because even if we were to take ourselves, because if I were to relate you, who are like you're one of the greatest natural bodybuilders walking, right?
But all right,
Top
sure.
1%. Let's just well, you competed at WNBF Worlds, right? And that's okay. So
Yes, I guess in that sense, yeah, I'll
okay.
take that.
So in that sense, you're one of the like the best natural bodybuilders. So if we were to make you like an equivalency to LeBron James, right? No
Yeah,
one is going to get to LeBron. Like 99% of the population is never going to perform at that level of basketball as LeBron James. In the same way that
no matter how
99%
hard they
of
try.
exactly.
Yeah,
So there's an anomaly there so far as genetic structure is concerned, and performance, and hard work, discipline, all the things that are required in order to
yeah,
get to that level. And then you've got the people who are watching you, watching LeBron James, and instead of admitting to the fact that like they can't achieve your level of greatness, it's just
yeah,
easier to like pick. It's just easier to say like, oh, okay, well, you're not natural. Or for LeBron James, LeBron flop. He's flopping all the
yeah.
time. They're just looking to express their dissatisfaction with the fact that
Agreed.
they're not that person. You
Correct.
know? So yeah, I mean, and I guess we're not, like this isn't designed to address the haters. This was never designed to address the haters. My intention is to just create some belief, some belief.
Correct.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the testing is definitely the right way to do that. Once that's stipulated and we decide exactly what's going to happen, I think that's going to go a long way for legitimizing the contest and letting everybody know this is what we're doing. Everyone passed. Now it's just a contest of physiques and willpower or whatever you want to make it.
I like
But
that.
yeah,
I like. Yeah, I love
definitely for
that.
sure. What are you thinking in terms of the actual tests? Because me personally, I think the urine analysis, the blood testing, the
For some reason, I lost your audio.
you can hear me? All right. Sorry, I was getting a phone call. My wife. I'm in trouble now, Shaun. Thank you.
My bad. We can
So
wrap it
yeah,
up.
like I was saying, I think the polygraph is an optional thing that you can have, but anyone can pass a polygraph. A urine analysis and a blood test, you can't fake that. Even I think Gary mentioned like a hair sample or something. You can't fake that. You know what I mean? So I think the concrete testing is perfect. If you want to have a polygraph, I'm down for that too. I just don't think it's beneficial because it just opens an avenue for some. Oh, anyone can pass a polygraph. I'm like, all right, cool, bro. Congratulations.
Okay, okay. So blood work, urinalysis, and maybe even hair testing if we want to like. I think it gets to a point where that's almost for show, but I'm fine with it being for show.
Yeah, I think if we look at the I forget what that's called, like the window of whatever, like how long it tests for, whatever the longest one is, if we go with that, then that's more than enough. I mean, don't tell Greg, but I'm a huge fan of his. The blood test that he does, like the natty or knots or whatever, I think that's legit. Just let's do a blood test. Let's have someone analyze it and go from there.
Yeah, I think it's just that simple. And maybe Greg is the person who ends up doing that analysis just because he's already got a platform. And yeah, we could work with him in that capacity as
As
we.
long as I get the Hussein treatment, I'm good.
Oh my God, that was a huge thing. That was such a huge thing, man. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well, this works. Just to finish up, I want to get more. Let me figure out how to ask this question. So personally, I love your presence in the project. Like, I think just your level of authority within the sport. You really.
What?
I, when I say authority, I mean it's like your physique alone is anomalous, and your humble nature, like that's exactly what we're looking for. And also, I don't want to like, how do you feel about the word like apathy? Like the fact that you're not really attached to bodybuilding in the way that like maybe a different person who's like more enthusiastic about like, no, I want to be a famous bodybuilder or I want to be a successful bodybuilder.
Funny you
Yeah.
say that. Do you want to know why I'm not attached to bodybuilding? Because I 100% recognize that the reason I look the way I look is because of genetics. Yeah, I work hard. Amazing. There are people that work way harder than me, but genetically they just don't have the makeup. I don't think I'm one of the best. I just think I'm one of the luckiest. So I don't take it as something like, "Oh my God, I I have to get this because I've worked." It's like, "No, this is not that serious." Like I pose in a thong in front of people. Like there's no there's nothing magical about that. It's you know what I mean? We're just literally performers for other people. And when you look at it in that perspective, what is I don't care. Like dude, I like basketball. Like I like football. I like stuff that makes me feel like, posing maybe does that for me where I feel alive and I feel like I'm expressing myself in a certain way, but bodybuilding is just bodybuilding. Now lifting weights is different. That I'm passionate about. That I'll go to town for. Like, but just the sport, oh my God.
Okay, and this is something that I'm going to do some food for thought on after this conversation. Just jumping out of you, is there anything that comes to mind that would make the sport or this experience more fun for you?
Fun in what way? Because it sounds like I'm just going to be in prep. And that's never fun.
Yeah. So, all right. Okay. Well, I'll put it to you this way. Pumping Iron was successful because of Arnold and the fun that was perceived. It was like palpable. Like you put on
Yeah.
Pumping Iron and you've got this big, jolly, charismatic dude and he's hanging out with his bodybuilding friends. And I feel like the success of this project is a movement that is perceived the same way, where it's a bunch of natural athletes who understand that they are basically fighting for the sake of the fitness industry to
Yeah.
revitalize natural human potential and put an emphasis on it. But we want to create that perception that we're also having a good time doing it. So I guess that's kind of. Is there anything that sticks out at you? I mean, I know that you've trained with Zach in person, and I'm sure that was like a cool time. But is there anything like that would make it more consistently enjoyable? This whole thing.
Are we answering any of these comments that are coming in? Because
Not really.
there's like there's like questions being asked and stuff.
Like not really a lot. Like they're not. I mean, well, hey,
I don't
DM.
even know what is LPSG.
I have no idea.
What the hell? Yeah, cool. For me, honestly, as long as we have training, I'm good. Like if we can have gym time, then I'm okay. That's the only thing that makes prep bearable for me. It's like I get to go to the gym and lift weights. I feel like that's me and Zach, like we talk about that. We don't talk about posing or what's your favorite. Nah, it's like, dude, are you training legs? Like, what's your favorite body part? Like, that's the stuff we love because lifting. I've been doing it for so long now. I get stressed out when I'm not in the gym. So it's like it's just a release, and that's fun enough for me. Like, I don't need anything else. I don't even give a shit about the money. I have your money. Like, if we can split the million between the 30 athletes, let's do that. I don't give a shit about any of that. What I want is for the sport to move forward in a way that, like, the perception of what's possible changes. Do you know if that means anything? It's just where someone can look at a physique. Like, I used to look at Doug Miller. You know who Doug Miller is, right? Dude was a beast. Is a beast still. I used to look at his physique and I used to remember what people used to say in like Facebook comments and stuff, like, oh, there's no, and I used to look at his physique and I'm like, that's totally achievable. But because I was looking through my eyes and my lenses, and I'm like, I look how I look, and I can see that he has certain things that I have, that's achievable to me. I want that view to change for others, where they look at Shaun and they say, yep, I can do that. Like, what do you mean he's enhanced? I can do that. And they go and they do it. That's the vision. That's what I want. Where we're not anomalies anymore. We're just 1 in 100. You know what I mean?
Well said. That's exactly where I would like to take it. And what I'm encapsulating, what I'm interpreting is gym bro lifestyle. Bodybuilding is almost accessory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
more so the lifestyle of a bodybuilder, going to the gym and having the opportunity to improve upon yourself on a daily basis. That's the true joy of this sport.
There's magic in knowing that you created a change
Mm.
in yourself, mentally, physically, emotionally. There's magic in that. And bodybuilding might be something that you learn discipline. I was fortunate enough to learn it in martial arts. So bodybuilding's easy to me. But for someone who doesn't have that, what the sport can bring to them, going to the gym every day, creating healthy habits, you can literally extend your life by years, decades. Like, and you did that yourself. It wasn't someone lifting the weights for you. You were doing that. And if people can look at Shaun Fury, they can look at Valley Muscle and say, wow, I want to have the discipline that those guys have. Like, you're leaving the world a better place than you came in. So that's what I see for it. I don't like the social media, the grandeur and all that bullshit. I don't care. Like, can we affect someone's life in a positive way where they can go to the gym and feel that they're accomplishing something special for them, not for anybody else, not for social media, for the likes or any of that, for them. And if we can do that, then we did a good job.
Well, now I have a much firmer understanding as to why you agreed to be a part of this project. And I don't know if I've said it yet or if I've said it in a while, but I'm incredibly grateful for you lending us your name for this. Like, it really means a lot.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
if there's any observation I've made, I actually made this analogy earlier today, where natural bodybuilders are kind of like the really great singer who has the voice of an angel, but she doesn't seek monetary gain. She just sings in her own home. And
Yeah, because you love it.
exactly. And from my perspective as a very passionate storyteller who is looking to inspire a movement, looking to inspire millions to seek out their own true potential without the use of performance enhancing drugs or anything like that, I take a look at this great singer with the angelic voice and I say, millions of people need to hear this, because think of the lives that it will change. Think of the people that you will inspire just from the moment that they hear a single note of your voice. And to
Yeah.
me, that's how I look at individuals like yourself. I see an individual like you and I see an opportunity to inspire millions of people to chase after the best versions of themselves. And that's why I'm looking to promote natural bodybuilding in this way, because the current status, the current modus operandi is low cash prizes, low promotion, and it's a very singular journey of self-improvement. which doesn't move the needle so far on a global scale for people to start perceiving that for themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
And that's why I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful for this project, and I'm grateful for our ability and our chance to collaborate together in this way.
Do you know who Kenny is from Longevity Muscle?
Of course, yeah.
Dude, what you were just saying, like his way of communicating and what he's expressed to me with natural bodybuilding, it's so aligned. He's one guy. I've spoken to him a couple times, but every interaction I've ever had with him, it it's about propelling the sport forward. And those are the people I like to engage with. And you have the same mindset. Alberto Nunez has the same mindset. Eric Helms, Natty News Daily, like everybody just has that same mindset. How can we propel the sport forward? And if we don't lose sight of that, I think we have a chance.
Yeah, and I'm interested in working with every single person that you've mentioned. And what I've observed is that my background is Hollywood. Like I've got Hollywood in my veins, right? And
Yeah,
I'm interested in telling epic movies on the silver screen. I want IMAX. I want
yeah,
explosions. That's like my nature, right? And I think these bodybuilding purists, these Kennys, these Natty News Dailies, these Alberto Nunez, who was originally on the cast, and then he kind of backed out because he couldn't fully grasp what the vision was. He wants to see it more materialized. My perception is that like these guys hear me talk and they're like, this isn't bodybuilding, or I don't get this guy, and they just kind of like I've been trying to talk to Kenny for a year, if not longer. Can't get a hold of him,
yeah.
and it's
Well,
like,
maybe that's now. I'd say, I mean, I don't know. I'm not in their head.
yeah.
Maybe that's just now. And who knows? Maybe as time goes by and it materializes and it becomes more concrete and it's for sure a thing and all the athletes are on the table, I don't see any of them turning you down. I don't think that they're that type of person. Alberto's, I mean, he's a new dad, probably has a lot of things going on, you know? I genuinely don't believe that there's any rancor or any malice there. I think they're just busy, man, or they probably just want to see the vision more concrete before they make any moves or commit to anything.
And I respect that. And I've never been a person who has any intention of burning bridges. I know that this is a very new
Yeah,
concept. I know that this is a very new concept, and I'm okay with that. I experience a little frustration because I feel like we all want the same thing, and that
yeah,
is to make natural bodybuilding relevant and change lives. I think we all want that goal. But beyond taking my frustration out of it, I get it. It's human nature. When a new thing gets presented, people want to take a second to see like how does this thing take shape and who's it.
yeah.
Yeah. So I get it. I get it. Like,
I'll
you
be
know.
honest, I was hesitant at first. And I mean, you called me out just out of nowhere. I took strays. I'm like, what the hell? But, and then I got to know you and I listened to what you had to say and I like it, man. I think you have a good heart and I think you want to lead the sport in the right direction. Um, and it's just a matter of let's get it done.
Amen. Amen. Lead the sport in a good direction and make incredible movies. That too.
Yep. I don't know who this person is, but here you go. Here's a bicep flex. Jesus Christ. Get it, Shaun.
Okay, well, I've taken up enough of your time. I really appreciate this. And like I said, your involvement in this project means the world. And I'm so glad that we get to share these moments and connect and talk. And let's keep leading a movement.
Of course, man. I love it. Love
Okay,
it. Thank you
brother.
for having me.
All right, I'm going to go work out.
I'm going to go play video games.
All right, man. Enjoy yourself.
I'll
I'll
see
talk
you.
to you. All right, bro.